This is the second part of the homework, but again, we're trying to find the ratios in simplest form. It says express the ratio in simplest form. We need to figure out a number that goes into both 36 and 20, and I would divide both by 4. That gives us 9 to 5. If we look at this one, we would divide them, I would try to divide them both by 8, but you could have divided by 2 over and over again and gotten the same answer. 24 divided by 8 is 3. 64 divided by 8 is 8. The next one, I look at it and I say, well, wait a minute, we've got 5 and 0, so we know that 5 would automatically go into that. But I also know that 45 is half of 90. So 45 goes into 45 once, 45 goes into 90 twice. Now this is where it starts to get a little more difficult. We have to actually convert these over. 9 yards, you know, want to times by 3, and you get 20, I'm going to write it down here, 27 feet to 9 feet. And that would actually reduce down. If you divided both by 9, you would get 3 to 1. If we look at this, 20 weeks is going to be 140 days, because 20 times 7, because there's 7 days in a week, you get 140 to 14. And if you look here, 14 and 140 are very much alike because we can divide them both by 14. So 14 goes into 140 10 times. 14 goes into 14 once. Looking at this one, we have 32 ounces and we have 8 pints. Now we need to switch to either ounces or pints. And for this one, I would probably switch to ounces. So we have 32 ounces. And then we look at this and we said 8 pints. How many ounces are in a pint? Well, 1 cup equals 8 ounces. And there's 2 cups in a pint, so 16. So 1 pint equals 16 ounces. So you would have to take 16 times 8. You get 128. So that's 32 to 128, which reduces down. I would probably divide both by 32. 32 goes into 32 once, and 32 goes into 128 4 times. The reason why I know that 32 goes into 128 is because 16 right here was one of the factors of making 128, and 16 is 2 times, or 16 times 2 is 32, so it works out nicely. State whether each pair of ratios are equivalent. And we look and we say, this is 13 to 15. 13 is a prime number. It does not go into 30. Answer is no. Look here. We have 54 to 18. And we have 18 to 6. I would probably divide both of these by 9 to reduce them down. And 9 times 6 is 54. And 9 times 2 is 18. And I would reduce it once more so that it would be 3 to 1. And we look at this, 6 goes into both of these. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 6 goes into 6 once. So the answer would be yes. Find the missing term in each pair of equivalent ratios. Okay, so you got to ask yourself, what times 9 is 27? It's going to be times 3. So we have to multiply the 13 by 3, and we get 39. What times 6 is 42? It's times 7. So whatever we do to one, we have to do to the other. 77. Now I'm going to go through this quick, but if you want, you can always pause the video and slow it down so that you can do these ahead of time. 7 goes into 56 8 times. 12 times 8 is 96. Number 12, how many times does 8 go into 72? It's times 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Number 13, how many times does 36 go into 3? Well, it doesn't go into 3. Yes, it does. We just need to divide. So 36 divided by what number equals 3? Well, it's divided by 12. And 84 divided by 12 is 7. 48 divided by 4 gives you 12. 76 divided by 4 gives you 19. 96 divided by what number equals 3? Well, that one's rough, so I'm going to do that one down here. 96 divided by 3. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 6 twice. So it's divided by 32. And 160 divided by 32. I believe the answer is going to be 5, but let's check it. The answer is 5. 90 divided by what equals 18? Well, 90. 18. It's going to be 5. So we divided by 9, or divided by 5. Divide this by 5. We get 13. Use division to find all the whole number ratios equivalent to 26 to 24. Again, I would write these as a fraction because it makes it a lot easier. So let's just start right off by dividing by 2. So 56 and 24. And I'm just going to write divided by 2 right here. We get 28, and we get 12. What happens if we divided by a larger number? Let's say, does 3 work? No. Does 4 work? 4 goes in once. So 56 divided by 4 goes in once. Goes in 14 times. So we know that divided by 4 is going to be 14, and 24 divided by 4 is 6. So there's another one. I'm just going to write that in here so that I remember it. How about divided by 5? Nope. Divided by 6? Nope. How about divided by 7? 7 goes into 56. That doesn't work down here. Divided by 8. 8 goes into 56 7 times. 8 goes into 24 3 times. So our answers would be 7 to 3, 14 to 6, and 28 to 12. Use multiplication to find 3 ratios equivalent to 5 11ths. Again, if you see this, you can do 5 11ths, and you can just start doubling them up. 10 over 22, 20 over 44, 40 over 88. Doesn't really matter. If you don't feel like multiplying, 5 to 11 becomes 50 over 110, which then becomes 500 over 1,100, which then becomes 5,000 over 11,000. And you can keep going on and on and on and on forever doing that. I believe that is it. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.